I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon. But Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Who says things like that?
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than 1.5 feet. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
He simply talks too much.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo.
And it's gonna get even worse.
He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city.
Things like that.
You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
And he works all day, too.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me.
Honestly, I witnessed it.
I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
I don't believe that.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akhil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here. Follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps. The bastards came from there.
That's not what my husband
I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
They definitely have, but this is a matter that we cannot fulfill yet because we are weak. Yeah, now we will get the decent sword. Actually, I can tell you, learn a little bit
Hey, you!
about missing people and shit.
About those missing... Yes? Let me tell you what...
What have you found?
Nothing important.
Oh, apparently I cannot. That's a shame, that's a shame. Well, it gotta be somehow. Let's get some smithing going so I can get a decent weapon, and now I can finally trigger that stupid ass. And then I can finally trigger that stupid ass glitch. Go, come on.
What with?
So don't have to worry about money anymore. Thank you, Harold. And boom. Bought regular sword. Just clicking away. Clicking away.
What with?
Okay, that's enough. Well, equip that so he doesn't take that away from me. That's a decently long sword, as you can see.
Hey,
that's the biggest strength.
There you are again.
Want to sell the weapons.
I want to.
Good. Fine.
There's a little bug, so he does de-equip that one for some reason, and I didn't sell all of them. Wait.
Hey, you!
There you... Good. Fine.
Okay, there's a glitch. I have an indefinite supply of these. Never known it. I never had that occur to me, but apparently it did. That's actually kind of good. So now my gold situation is basically unlimited, which is kind of cool.
It was very noble of you to pay for me. I want to show you my gratitude. Here's a bottle of wine which my husband, may Innos rest his soul, brought back from the southern islands. Also, I'm going to spread the news around. At last there's somebody in town whose virtue...
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. We got that. Still a lot to go in terms of leveling up. I'm just all about leveling up, dude. Sorry, that's just what I am. Well.
Go away, don't tell me that.
So let's just give Alwyn back a sword so I can start rumbling with him. Or brawling.
I've got your sword.
Ah, that's much better than fighting with an old stick.
I want to fight.
I only fight for... The fighting is only... It's still too early.
Apparently it's still too early. Okay, now that I got basically my sword for now, well, what else could we do? There's so much to do, that's the problem. Let's actually go ahead and get to know different places, not to Jack.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
Hey, Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
I never knew that. Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed.
It's not what I heard.
He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that. Vatras would have my head.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the harbor district, where it borders on the lower part of town.
That's a good thing, actually.
About those missing people.
I won't tell her.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
That's terrible.
He doesn't see that.
Okay.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point.
That's terrible.
I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
That's terrible.
I haven't really talked about that too much yet. I'm gonna join the militia and therefore the paladins, but you could also go into the monastery, which would result you getting into the ranks of a fire mage. No, yeah, this one. And you can go join the mercenaries, which will get you into a dragon hunter. And the benefits are militia. You get decent weapons, decent armor. I think actually, yeah, decent armor.
You don't say.
Really good armor actually, almost best armor.
Someone's gonna do the work.
And you also get to cast some spells, so basically the middle ground. Mercenaries have the best weapons and the best armor available in the game, but they do not cast any spells. And the fire magicians are just the other way around. They got really poor armor, really shitty weapons, but they have fire magic. I'm gonna join the militia.
The militia.
Yes, I can imagine you'd like that, eh? Read the law to other people while you're pocketing their purses. The paladins have set up their provisions store by the harbor. Their provisions master is a good friend of mine. Maybe he can do something for you. His name is Martin.
That's not what I heard. Someone's gonna do the work.
Tell me more about Lee and his
He
mercenaries.
says things
What do you want to know?
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
these are bad.
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Let me just
He better shut up.
actually stop this conversation because I want to do something.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
No.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the tavern?
That's terrible. He can't keep anything to himself.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got
what
no
I heard.
business here, Runt.
That's terrible. These are bad.
Calm down. All I want to do is drink a beer.
Don't say.
Okay, but it'll cost you 50 gold pieces to get in.
That's not what I heard. I won't tell her.
Forget it. You won't get a single coin.
Then I'll take everything you
Go
have.
away. Don't tell me that.
As soon as you're lying on the ground in front of me.
That's an open secret. Let him have it. Whack him. Let him have it. Whack him. Not
Didn't
bad.
even get hit, bitch.
Honestly, I wouldn't say myself.
Get all of the
Someone's
shit.
gonna do the work.
So now you can go into the tavern. That's just what I wanted to take care of real quick.
He simply.
Because he would have talked to me anyway.
These are bad.
Let's wait till he gets up.
Everybody knows by now. Don't tell this to anyone. Go away. Don't tell.
We'll see about that.
I can't take care of everything.
All right, you win. What do you want?
That's an open secret.
You know your way about the harbor, don't you?
Sure thing. Why?
And he works all day. Everybody knows by now. Everybody knows by now. That's not what my husband thinks.
Well, let's go ahead and talk to Lars again. I thought he would
Hey,
question
That's not
us
what
or
I
something
heard.
like that.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous
Who
if you
says
like.
things like that?
Teach me.
Hadn't seen it with my
Something.
own eyes.
come back once you have.
That's
And
terrible.
you can always learn on these guys. Well,
I don't believe
a
them.
lot. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave here until we know more about the missing people, or someone else takes over my duties.
So, okay, I cannot go here. Sometimes they actually show the German text. That's kind of weird. But it does happen from time to time. Kind of funny. I had that happen in Vatras once, and obviously it happened just there.
Don't talk about
So there's that. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. But let's talk to Vatras actually. Wasn't there some way to get down there?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Who are the members of the Ring of Water, then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring, but you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
I did.
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Corinus. We suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Therieos with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Corinus. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
Oh, no.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that. Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're very persistent, young man. But I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power, or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps are admirable creatures. They consist of pure magical energy. They are bound to the magical ore in this world. It is their origin. It gives them their strength. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of them. They only appear to the person who bears the ore to which they belong. Will-o'-the-wisps, living in the wild, have been forcefully removed from their sources. They will attack anyone who approaches them. There is no way to help those pitiful creatures. You would better stay away from them.
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordian knows how to teach these beings. He is one of us, currently traveling with Satyrus. Perhaps he can tell you more.
Never actually really made anything out of that.
Thank you. I shall take good care of it. About this weapons dealer. How much do you know about the weapons dealer?
Ask Martin, the provisions master of the Paladins, about this. He should be able to tell you more. He has been tasked with unmasking the weapons dealer. You can find Martin in the Harbor District. If you see a heap of crates, provision, and paladins, Martin won't be far.
Nope, he's standing right there. Okay, that's actually kind of good. We got a bunch of useful tidbits here. Unfortunately, not that much experience, but that's okay. That's okay. First of all, we're gonna. Let's actually do some. Yeah, let's get some equipment. Buy the one. There was one amulet that I could buy that would get me some protection, and I would really appreciate that thing. Because let's talk a little bit about how damage calculation works.
Trees and animals were
Let
also
me just
washed
get to a
away,
little bit more
and a
quiet
deep
place
sadness
for that.
overcame Adam.
I think this is okay. So, weapons calculation. So, let's start off with the weapon. The weapon does 40 damage. That's flat. Then there is your strength. That also counts into the damage calculation. The damage is then decided if you're doing a crit or you're doing a normal hit. The normal hit will do 1/10 of the normal damage. So, for example, my example here, I got 71 damage with each swing. Only 1/10 will then get counted. Again, rounding down, will only result into 7 damage. Then there's also armor. Armor will reduce the damage I take by a flattened amount. I can never reach lower than 1 though. Or it can never reach lower than 1. I think that's how it works. So for example, I got a weapons protection of 35. If someone crits me for 50 damage, I will then only receive 15 damage. If he doesn't crit and I only deals 5 damage, then I will just receive 1 damage because I will absorb the other shit. I think that's how it works. There we go. That's at least how I understand it. So critting is really important because it basically unleashes the full damage. I mean, by 10 times it increases the damage. So that's a freaking big deal. Harken. Show me your wares, please. This is what I wanted. Let's sell some shit here. Light Orc Axe. This is not worth that much. I think it's worth to other people. Or it's worth more to other people. Club. Rough sword. Some clubs and shit.
Works all day too.
That's it. Okay. Now. Let's equip that actually. This is the Wisp and this is the Amulet. Gives me... Now I got 45. That's a kind of a good thing actually. I got a decent resistance
And
now.
the human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
Let's talk to Laris once more. I think you can now have him go somewhere. Because he is basically like... he will guide you to each and every location. Or to most of locations.
That's not what
And if you... and he's unkillable. So he just one-shots everything, mostly. And he will get the experience, so that's kind of cool.
Hey, you!
Let's go.
Okay, let's...
I cannot leave here until...
Okay, well, that's actually kind of good.
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
These are bad times.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
These are bad times.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
And it's gonna get
Vatras
even
told me
worse.
about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But Unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
How interesting.
Sure.
These are bad times.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
That's typical, isn't it? Go away.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
What's it like to belong to the ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Corinus. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I see.
That's not what I heard. That's not what my husband thinks.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet. But you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my aquamarine ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
Someone's going to do the work.
Okay, that's actually what I will do. Let's equip that ring. You know about the sign of a Ring of Water. It doesn't do anything besides it, though. The good thing is, though, I know exactly who that guy is. And, yeah, he will then see to that I can make, or that we can have different people watch over the harbor, and then Laris will be able to guide me to different places, which is really good. City guard. Really good to get to this place, because I will get a bunch of experience in that process, and I will level up my sword skill then to 25, and with my 5% bonus I will then enter, I think I'm then in the next tier. That would be great.
Why are you looking so doubtful?
I see that you bear the sign of the Ring of Water.
So, are you a member too?
What if I am?
Then I would tell you that Lares wants to be relieved from his post down at the harbor.
These are bad times.
Fine. If that's so, I'll see to it that somebody deals with it.
I see.
Who says things like that?
Show me your wares.
Really, how interesting.
Okay, I think he offers, once you fully join the ring, I think he offers you different stuff. But not now. We will not be able to join this covenant. Or community, not covenant. Still in Dark Souls. Well, but now I think Laris is able to go there, and this will give us a bunch of experience, and that's exactly what I want. And also give us another nice little thing.
These are bad times.
A nice little possibility. Let's get some money from Ona, though. Or Lemma.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender, and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
That's actually true.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure. How much would you like? I charge 20%.
That's a bit.
1,000 gold coins.
You got a couple of screws loose or something? I'll give you 100. And don't forget, I want it back tomorrow.
Shit.
Do you always throw your money at people like that?
Don't worry, you'll be back. Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you. It's that simple. You've got such a distinctive mug that it wouldn't take long for me to find you. So don't even think about playing around with me.